coverage you can count on.
Well, we do have that sunshine out today, but we also have the wind that we've seen all day long. Brian Ramsey joins us now with our complete forecast.
Yeah, and those winds, they have fueled those fires outside. So let me go ahead and time-lapse some of those fires for you. This is a time-lapse image from the Hayfork camera. You see at the bottom of that image? That's actually the town of Hayfork. You can see in that image the August complex burning just to the south of that town. But you see how those smoke is heading from the west to the east? That is going offshore. So if you are in Ruth, in Mad River, anywhere on Highway 36 and in Trinity County, you are going to need to evacuate immediately because this fire has just been blowing up yesterday and for today. A look at the time lapse from Duckett. You can see lots of flames on this camera over the last few hours. This fire is burning pretty close to this camera, and they kind of turned it around a lot to get different looks. But again, lots of flames from this fire. This fire is continuing to burn right now in Shasta County. This is the Zog fire. It is very large. Evacuations all the way down into Tehama County, and you can actually see some of the smoke plumes from these fires. This is the August complex on Highway 36. Smoke plume very visible on the radar image. You can see how the smoke plume is going towards the west. That's the direction the fire is headed at the moment. This highway has been closed, and as we head over into Shasta County, the Zog fire also still putting off a smoke plume visible on radar as well. The good news is it's farther in the mountains for that smoke plume, so it looks like the most active part is in the mountains, not in the valley where there are more homes still being threatened at this hour. Now, the current winds out there right now are sitting about 22 miles per hour in Chico. The rest of the area, though, not too bad. We're still seeing winds gusting about 30 miles per hour right now. There is a red flag warning in place until tonight for the entire region because of winds gusting very strong, but that red flag warning will expire by tonight, and the winds will be calming down with it. By tomorrow, the winds will be calm, and hopefully we can see further containment of those fires. But with calmer winds, the fires are still burning aggressively. We could see some slowly worsening air quality. Right now, air quality is unhealthy for sensitive groups in southern Butte County, and then moderate across the rest of the area unless you're directly downwind of this fire. So if you're in maybe the small part of Shasta County where the Zog fire is burning downwind of that fire or downwind of the August complex, you are going to have worse air quality out there as well. As for the current conditions outside right now, it's a hot one. 101 right now in Redding, 100 in Chico, 99 in Norville. Those winds, again, still pretty elevated right now. Sustained at 22 miles per hour right now in Chico. And the humidity, look at that single-digit humidity, so it's very dry as well, so very easy for that vegetation to burn. As for tonight and tomorrow across the lower Klamath Mountains, we're going to see those overnight lows getting into the 50s and 60s. Highs will be getting into the 90s for tomorrow, and pretty smoky out there with the August complex and Red Salmon complex burning. In the Sierra Cascades, we're going to see highs in the 80s. Shouldn't be smoky at all out here, so that's the good news. We have those north winds keeping this area less smoky for tomorrow. And as we head to the ridge, we're going to have highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 80s, maybe even some 90s as we go lower in elevation. So Paradise, a high of 90 for tomorrow. As we swing over a little farther south to the Sierra foothills, this area still is seeing some burn spots right now, but highs tomorrow will be in the 80s to the low 90s for tomorrow, and staying very sunny as well. Good air quality is expected for most of the North Valley. Highs will be in the 90s for tomorrow, and then as we head into the Central Valley, we're going to see highs in the mid-90s out there as well for tomorrow. The winds, though, notice those winds, southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. And they're going to be calming down as well, and that is good news. But why do we have very strong winds? We had that big low pressure make a big drop just to our east, and a very strong ridge of high pressure. So the jet stream rises north of us but drops to the west of us, and that has been swinging in some dry air from a very dry region into California. So we're seeing these strong offshore winds from a dry area. So the air is dry and they're strong, and that is what's been causing that fire danger. But today's the last day we're going to be seeing this setup. Once we go into tomorrow and the rest of the week, that low pressure system will eventually move to the east, and we're just going to have a big high pressure system right over us, and that's going to mean hot and hotter weather. By Wednesday, we could see widespread triple digits across the region. We're seeing those triple digits today, and they could even last into Thursday. Once we get to Friday, though, this high pressure will eventually begin to flatten out and weaken somewhat. So if you want to get outside right now, maybe go for a run. It's still going to be a little hot over the next few hours, but the rest of the day is looking great. Air quality is pretty good for everywhere, and by tonight, those temperatures will be getting in the 80s and 70s, so it won't be too bad to get that run in outside. As for your 7-day forecast in Chico, high of 99 degrees for tomorrow, 101 for Wednesday. Then we're back into the 90s for Thursday and Friday, then the low 90s for for Saturday and Sunday. So we are beginning to cool down for the weekend. And by Monday, maybe even a few clouds and a high of 89 degrees. As for Reading, a high of 98 degrees for tomorrow. Triple digits again expected on Wednesday and for Thursday. And still pretty hot by Friday and Saturday. Once we get to Sunday, we are eventually cooling down a little bit, and hopefully that cooling trend can extend into next week.
Thank you, Brian. The pandemic